a clay day. We are making cactus. You were supposed to come in with an idea if you wanted to make the cute little chubby cactus like this, or if you want to make a tall cactus like this that goes in your little pot. I do not care which one. I don't care what accessory, whether you put a flower, maybe you want to put a little bird. I'm going to show you how to do all of that today. Everybody's going to get a pot at your table, one pot, because this pot gets really dirty. So you have to share it as you are working. If you're going to do the tall cactus, you're just going to roll it a little bit. Don't squeeze it in the middle. Don't make it really tiny, because what a lot of people do is they roll it really hard in the middle and then it flops over. You just want to roll it a little bit to make sure it fits in. And you want to make sure it fits all the way to the bottom. Once you have it, once you know it'll fit in there and stand up, I'm going to make a couple marks on the side where I want my arms to go. You don't want to put an arm. Your arms are really simple. You're going to pinch off a little clay. You're going to roll it in your hand. That's pretty long, so maybe I want a long arm. Remember, we can't attach anything without scratching and scoring, so I'm going to scratch there. I don't want to put my arm clear down here at the bottom because it's going to get in the way of the pot. So once I've marked where my arms are, I can take that off, let somebody else use the pot, and I can attach my arm. What is great about little people doing clay is you guys have the perfect little fingers to smooth this piece on so that I don't see where it is attaching. Then I can bend my arm up. You don't want to use too much of the slip to make it so slimy, and then it might tip over. Same thing. Roll a little piece. You can roll it on your mat. You can roll it over here, but you're not making it too skinny. I like to flatten the side that I'm going to attach, scratch it, scratch, add some slip, maybe scratch it a little bit more, and then attach the other one. No, both arms don't have to go up, but if I made one arm go down, I have to make sure that when it goes down, I can still put my cactus in the pot. The arms have to be above the edge of the pot. To finish this cactus, there are a couple things you can do. I've just gone ahead and cut out some round pieces that you can use for your hat. To get your hat to stick on, I am going to use a needle tool to cut a little circle out on the inside. Then, again, what kind of hat do you want? You want a cowboy hat? You want a top hat? If I wanted a top hat, like a stovetop hat like Lincoln, I would make it a round little piece like this and stick it on the top. If I wanted it more like a sombrero type hat, I might make an itty bitty pinch pot, putting my fingers in and attach it like that. And I know these are two different color clays. They're gonna all end up being white. If you wanna make it like a cowboy hat, start with that little shape, and then I'm going to take the piece of my needle tool to kind of give it those little dips that you see on those hats. Pretty simple. Clay. The more I handle the clay with my hands, the drier it gets. So if you can see, I'm starting to get cracks. If you don't like those cracks, you can just get a little bit of water from your slip and smooth out those cracks. I'm going to scratch the edge of this, attach my hat, scratch this whole thing right here, and I'm going to add the hat to my cactus just like that. I think it looks good. Like if you look at this cactus, I drew some needle lines in there to get those ridges in those cactuses. very lightly. I'm not going to push really hard. I'm going to add some of those lines on my cactus. We are not adding a face. We are not adding any details to this, because any of that you can add on after you have painted it, or you can add those details when you paint it. If you wanted to add googly eyes, if you wanted to add a guitar, if you wanted to add anything to that, that is something you are doing afterwards. After I've made my hat, I'm going to show you a couple ways to make a flower. One way to make a flower is I'm going to roll. I think rolling on the table is so much easier, but I'm never going to squish clay on the table. I'm going to put it on my cloth, and I squished it with my finger. I'm going to add just a little bit of slip so that when I roll this, I'm rolling it up like this. Now I have what looks like a little flower. And again, you can scratch this. Maybe I add it onto my cactus right there. This kind of cactus, the little, sorry, I don't know the differences between cactuses, like a little succulent cactus. This I'm going to roll in my hands, and it is going to be a pinch pot. So I've got to remember, I'm making like duck hands. Clap these fingers together, press around like this. I'm going to go around the inside of my cactus so that I have like a little bowl shape. Then I've got to put a paper towel in it so it holds its shape. So then once I put the paper towel in it, I'm going to start to close it. And it's like I'm making a hot air balloon. So once I've done that, then you're going to see if it fits. These aren't going to be really tall out of your pot. So that fits perfectly. I can take it out. You can draw your little cactus needles. Again, really lightly. I'm not trying to gouge a hole in anything. Very, very important step. Two very important steps. One, you need to find a place that you're going to write your name. Two, if you're making this kind of cactus, you've got to make sure there's a hole in the bottom. Because when this gets hot, that paper towel in there is going to get hot and expand, and it has to have a way to get out. Again, you could add like a flower like this onto this cactus. You could put a hat on this cactus. It's totally up to you. The last thing, show you one other kind of flower you can do. Again, I can roll a little snake. Then I'm going to cut off about 5 pieces that look about the same size. I'm going to roll them into a ball and then a little hot dog. So with my finger, I'm rolling it into a ball and then a little hot dog. Ball, hot dog. Ball, hot dog. Ball, hot dog. And then I just want a ball. I'm going to put these, make these into the shape of a flower. Lay those out just like that. Put a little slip on top. Take my flower and squish it all together. Once I've done that, I can scratch the other side. Scratch where I want to put this. And now I've got a little flower onto the side of my pot. You are welcome to make birds. You could put a flower on your hat. Maybe you want to put a band on your hat. Again, you guys know how to do all these simple things. Roll. Maybe I want to roll it. Then I can put a little band on my hat. That's fine, slip and score it all. I have lots of clay. If you mess up and your clay gets too dry, come get some more soft clay. It should be an easy and a fun day. Don't forget to put your name on it.